Clang, clang, boing, boing. Ground zero for today, where we trust in God for a word from within the word. It's 1 Corinthians 13:1. If I can speak in the tongues of men and even of angels, but have not love, I am only a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. I'm going to go into the expanded version, amplified. If I can speak in the tongues of men and even of angels. So many are angels, oh my gosh, but have not love, that reasoning, intentional, spiritual devotion, such as is inspired by God's love for and in us. You cannot ever, ever, ever love the people the way you're supposed to love them until you receive and understand God's love for you. It says it here. It is you clang. You know, where you sit and you just hear people say, I love you, I love you. And it's like, you know what? Show me by what you do, because I have no understanding. God was so clever. He says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you are not patient, kind, not self-seeking, holding no records of wrongs, always looking for the good inside of you and telling the truth to yourself, how is it you're ever going to love me? But to understand that, how do you do that? How do you understand God's love for you? Is that possible? Very possible. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, you're going to understand this. Is God patient with you? Absolutely. Undeniable. Is he kind to you? Oh my gosh, you're still alive. He still gives you grace and mercy. How more kind do you need? Does God do it for himself? Well, if he was doing it for himself, I certainly wouldn't be around. The way I frustrate him, the way I might disappoint him, not going to happen. Because you know what? He does it for me. Everything Christ died for me. And then he holds no records of wrongs. Oh my gosh. Have you ever heard somebody remember that day when we were traveling down the highway? It was the R44. The birds were flying on the left. The sun was shining on the mountains. There was an aeroplane with a woman flying it, and the tail number was 646. And you said, oh my gosh, no records of wrongs. And always, we are so talented in finding something wrong with people, but totally uneducated when it comes to looking for the good. That's what God does. He looks for the good in us. And you know what? It's easy, because each and every one of us, you have value to bring to this world. Undeniable. And I can tell you one thing that really I appreciate you as a friend is telling me the truth. God's truth in love. And that's what it says. I can speak tongues of angels, of men, but if I have not love, that reasoning. Now, intentional means I on purpose am going to be patient with you. Are there times? I mean, I've just had an incident now. I've spoken with my mouth. I made it clear. I made it so clear there was a red light. Didn't even feature. And I had so much information that allowed and justified. But I intentionally said, you know what, it's cool. No hassle. I made a decision to love. Be patient, be kind. And it comes out of a spiritual devotion that you have inspired in you by God's love for you and in us. Oh, come on, man. I don't care where you've come from. I'm not interested, but I want to tell you now, how many times does God have to prove his love for you? The people that he's had in your life. I know it's been tough, and life doesn't get better, we get better. But every single human being has had that moment that they shouldn't have received, but they got it anyway. You get God's love anyway. So, you know what? When you receive God's love, and you just receive it. You just sit in his presence and you receive it. You know what? That, when you speak to me, will be music to my ears. And when I speak to you, it should be music to yours. Heavenly Father, that we can change lives and add value to people just by the words we speak, because it's going to be inspired for your love in us and your love through us. So in order for us to love the world, to love others, allow God to love you first. And out of that, it will just be natural. Be naturally you, not too shabby. Till next time. Bye.